2014, year one of the Abbott government, a government that has become the target of outrage from workers, students and the poor. Outrage has been displayed in demonstrations across the country. One of the most high-profile campaigns has been organised by the National Union of Students.
The National Union of Students has coordinated rallies and campaigns all across the country this year against the government's appalling agenda for education.
This campaign has mobilised over 10,000 students nationwide. A success, says former National Union of Students Education Officer Rebecca Baragos.
The fact that Sarah Garnham, who's the National Education Officer, has played a similar kind of leadership role as to the role that we were able to play during the Voluntary Student Unionism campaign, from everything that I can observe, encouraging and building the demonstrations, actually being an activist on the ground that uses her position to actually make arguments to students on a day-to-day basis about why they themselves need to be involved in the campaign to fight deregulation and oppose the government's disgusting budget attacks on students. That is what strengthens and holds a campaign together.
The campaign, called Abbott and Pine, Hands Off Our Education, has seen some of the largest student demonstrations since 2005, with up to 5,000 protesters marching in Melbourne alone. This, Ms Baragos says, has had an impact on the government.
Activist student campaign on the ground, which has been the only thing that's been proven to put pressure on the politicians, on the opposition parties to oppose the budget measures, and on the Liberals to put them on the defensive and the back foot.
Queensland Education Officer for the National Union of Students, Duncan Hart, says that a successful campaign is what the student movement needs.
Previous demonstrations that have been organised against the budget have been very successful. There's been quite a number of people who have come out to them. The largest demonstrations actually that mobilised students since 2005. So I think that, hopefully we can see another large turnout. And that's also what's needed to beat back these horrific attacks that the government's making. And
to build on the campaign even further, Mr Hart says student unions need to get on board. For this reason, he ran in the University of Queensland student union elections.
Going to be running to put a fighting, progressive agenda for the student union, one that actually is about student unions that should be fighting for students' rights, and particularly in the face of an Abbott government's offensive against education, which is, as we've seen with this whole past year, all about pricing working class students out of accessing university education, creating an American-style multi-tier education system. I think that's got to be the number one priority for the student union.
The National Union of Students will decide on how to build on its successes that it's had this year at its upcoming national conference. Reuben reporting.